Hey, Boaz here with Next Pittsburgh. So last week we went to Fallingwater, and this week we went just up the hill to High Meadow, which is also part of Fallingwater's campus. And this is, I guess, the headquarters of the Fallingwater Institute. And to tell us more about it, we've got the Senior Director of Education, Ashley. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
Well, didn't even know this building existed, and it's so striking and obviously sort of a relative of Fallingwater.
Yes, yeah, in terms of going backstage at Fallingwater, High Meadow is, I think, as backstage as you can get. Not many people see it or visit. This originally was a split level house that was owned by the Kirkpatrick family of Pittsburgh. They were friends of the Kaufmans, and they eventually decided to entrust it to the Western Pennsylvania Conservancy to become the home base for our education programs.
Well, let's walk up the slope a little bit so we can check it out. Oh, because this looks so modern to me that I wouldn't have guessed that it's an old house.
Well, it was renovated in 2016, and the redesign was by the architecture firm Bolin Zawinski Jackson.
And so what's happening inside this building now?
This building is the residential structure of High Meadow. So it has 8 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a communal living space, kitchen. A lot of people don't know that in addition to visiting Fallingwater for a tour, they can also take an educational program that's a residency. So we have students, high school students, college students, groups of adult professionals who can come here and spend a week with us, gathering inspiration and getting creative in our studio in response to falling water.
And so now we're coming up on the studio.
Yeah, so from the front, it looks like it might just be a two-car garage, and originally it was. That was what the original owners used it for. But this too was renovated and redesigned by Bolin Zawinski Jackson. So it's a lot bigger than it looks. It extends a little bit farther back into the forest. It has a fully equipped woodworking studio, a drafting room.
Gosh, well, I just want to see it. Let's check
Let's
this
get
out.
in there. Yeah. Not all of our programs are for people who work in the arts necessarily. We invite anyone who is wanting to get creative. So, this is our woodworking studio. And when you open these doors, we're almost also outside while we're working. So, it's a really nice setting for prototyping, model making. We had students here from Chatham University from their interior architecture program, and within 1 week, they designed and built chairs
Whoa.
that were inspired by falling water.
And that's, I mean, part of the point of being here is that you're finding inspiration in Frank Lloyd Wright's work, in the house, in the nature here, and then using that to create art.
Also, when you're here, you're offline primarily. So we favor sort of low tech processes or tangible processes so that while you're creating in the studio and while you're learning, you are also immersed in nature and like fully present with you, with the group, with your classmates. So this is just the front of the studio, only half of it. And as we go further back, we have a drafting room or a studio, just open studio space here. And this is where this week's students are working. It's a very collaborative space. It's designed for creativity, collaboration. We've done concrete projects, so students who want to understand the material that falling water was made from can come here and try their hand at concrete sculpture. This is a good place for that. Yeah, this is evidence of last week's chair project group. And the interesting thing is that we'll actually reuse all of these scraps as much as we can. We try not to generate waste during these programs, and so another group will be using these shapes for their projects.
It's funny they'll just have to make smaller ones. Like, okay, the next project is you're just making a small box, then after that you're making like matchboxes. You just keep
Making
making.
making a chair for a mouse?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And there's so many cool sustainability initiatives here. Someone was saying that you're not even connected to a sewage network. You're like cleaning all your own sewage. Like, how does that work?
It's true. We have a really impressive sewage system on our site that is self-contained,
So like water straight from the toilets going to this facility, and then it just gets cleaned.
cleaned, and back to the toilets.
And so the Kirkpatricks were sort of buddies with the Kaufmans.
They were friends of the Kaufmans, and that's how they ended up with this vacation home so close to falling water.
Oh, 'cause they are presumably popping over for parties sometimes.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So now that we're getting close, you can sort of see that, like, okay, probably the stuff on the right is the original Kirkpatrick House.
Correct. If you squint your eyes, you can see that it's a mid-century split-level house,
Mhm.
and then the addition goes to the left here.
So this is the like the three-season porch, which is just so cool, especially on a gorgeous day like today.
It is. Our groups really enjoy this space. It's a place for them to gather to share meals, but also can be used for educational purposes.
And then over here, this is work from a current resident.
Yeah, this is evidence of our artist in residence program. These are 12 new paintings created by Pittsburgh artist Ron Donahue. And he is an unplain air painter, really well known for his landscape paintings of Pittsburgh. But he is actually in residence here at Fallingwater, and he created this series of Fallingwater at the approximately the same time of day, 12 different months. So we have a full year of Fallingwater here.
So would he stay here when he was painting those?
Yes, Ron and other artists in residence stay here at High Meadow. The fun thing about Ron's Artist in Residence project is that it also includes educational workshops. So Ron is leading a series of on plane air workshops where anyone working in any medium can come and work alongside Ron here at Fallingwater. We do them on Wednesdays when the site is closed to the public and people can spend time just painting or drawing on plein air. It is so inspiring to see the students working, to see what they're noticing about the house. Sometimes it's something that, I haven't even noticed before. And I've been working here, I think, for 8 years. So I'm still seeing new things all the time and new perspectives.
Well, thanks so much for the tour. It's like I wish I want to like live in one of these rooms. It just is so like idyllic out here.
Yeah, I hope you'll join us for a future education program.
Yeah, and so if people do want to sign up, they can go to the Fallingwater website, fallingwater.org, and then you said there's a tab that says Learn.
Yes, they can click on Learn. They'll find all of the Fallingwater Institute programs.
Gosh, thanks so much, Ashley. This was awesome.
Thank you for being here.